Smoking hot coffee.
Hello, everybody. You're watching the Smoking Hot Coffee Show, where we cover internet startups, marketing, design, monetization. I'm joined with,
Hey guys, I'm Jeff Pelton and I'm down here in San Diego.
and today is March 5th. Jeff, that's supposed to be something you're supposed to say right now.
Oh yeah, sorry, today is Friday, April 5th.
All right, I'm just giving him shit. Yeah, it's Friday, and so this comes to the end of our week. We've been doing the show for many times this week, 5 days a week. God, that did not sound good.
Episode 44, huh?
Episode 44. I can't get into this. All right, so Jeff, if you want to reach Jeff, it's at Comstern. If you want to reach me, it's at Amul_Patel. All right, so Jeff, I don't know if you want to cover the news or do you want to get right into the startups? What are you feeling?
Let's just jump right into the startups today. We spent a little bit of time before the show working on the website, cleaning up the CSS a little bit. I don't know if you want to hover over the tabs there, but we're very slowly working on the site, cleaning it up for you guys. So hopefully you appreciate that, everyone who wants to come and subscribe and find out more and reach us through our website, smokinghotcoffee.com.
Yeah, smokinghotcoffee.com. So let's roll over, hover over the about, and we've got a couple of paragraphs talking a little about us and about what we're about. And of course, we have a link to sponsor the show and links to us individually. So please, everybody, check out the show, read about our about page, and give us feedback. I'd love to hear. But though, really quick though, I do want to mention that Jeff and I are planning on going up to AdTech, which is a show on internet advertising technology. As you know, advertising technology is one of the key drivers of the internet, and so it's good for us to learn more about this. So this is going to happen the 9th and the 10th. Am I reading this wrong, Jeff? I thought that was supposed to be the 16th. Is that really happening next week? Wow. Okay, so
I think it is. Yeah.
So I guess it's happening next week. So I thought this was going to be happening the week after next. So we're going to try to make it to the show, and while we're there, we're going to try to show up and hang out at the a couple of big incubators, internet startups, built by Dave McClure. We're going to try to maybe hang out in front of these guys, and also Plug and Play Tech Center. So if you guys are one of the startups, are part of this, please reach out to us. We'd love to interview while you guys are there in person. Jeff, you want anything to add here?
Yeah, I mean, we'd definitely love to come up and visit you guys up there. And if anyone listening would like to be on the show or would, like to chat about startups with us, we would love to take time to do that.
All right, so with that, let's get on with the show. I just want to quickly check to see if this truly is on the 8th. I guess it is. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and let's start the show. So here's our first startup, Represent.LA. So I've known about this site for a little while now. It's basically a map similar to that New York site that we went at earlier about the startups that are part of the New York scene. Here are startups that are part of the Los Angeles scene. And take a look at that, Jeff. That's pretty.
Wow.
There's a lot of startups here, right? So it's got startups,
Yep.
It's got accelerators, incubators, co-working spaces, which are growing, investors, consulting, hacker spaces, events.
Yeah, this is great.
So my question to you, Jeff, is how can it'd be great if they covered all of Southern California? Like I know you're down here
Yeah,
in San Diego.
I was gonna say this is Represent.LA really isn't a startup. I think it supports the startup community in LA. It came out like a year ago or something. I think
Yeah.
I bookmarked it as I was starting Smoking Hot Coffee as a bookmarking site of startups and web apps and what have you. I love the idea. It's something I want as like a feature on Smoking Hot Coffee.
Right.
Honestly, and why are they only doing LA? I mean, I think it's great to support the LA community, which is what they're trying to do mainly.
Right. But I do believe that LA should be lumped in with San Diego. I really think
Yeah,
it should
exactly.
be Southern
I'm just down
California.
there a little bit.
Yeah. I think it should be just SoCal. I think the whole the whole startup ecosystem should be Southern California, because I think it'll be better if they included the San Diego startups. But yeah,
I love all of the categories are great though. Why don't zoom in to where you are? You're kind of right in the heart there, yeah.
I am. I'm right here in Culver City. So let me zoom in a little bit. Let's go right here, and I am right about here somewhere. Oh, right here. There we go.
So it kind of gives you an idea of where the clumps are, where the people are centered. It looks like Santa Monica is pretty dense with startups, yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe also some Venice.
Yeah, no, Santa Monica, Culver City, Venice. Those are kind of our three enclaves here in West LA. Here I
Hmm.
am. I'm in Culver City, but Venice is definitely a big hotbed for a lot of creative startups. Same thing with Santa Monica. Santa Monica, especially. Look at that huge clump right there.
Yeah, a
Um,
lot of cool companies out there. Like
Absolutely.
Miso Media is one I was mentioning to you earlier.
Hmm.
I know they're around here.
Yeah, so let me go ahead and look. Let's uncheck a couple of these guys. Let's find out where the money's at. So I'm gonna go ahead and just let's go ahead and just find where the investors are at. So I'm gonna uncheck incubators, co-working, accelerator startups, consulting, hacker spaces, and events. And now let's check out the investors. So turns out there's a few investors out in Santa Monica, not that
Yep.
many in Venice. Yeah, and let's see if there's any in Culver City. No, nobody in Culver City. So clearly, not a lot of investors here. But
Well,
if
as
I,
an investor, you can kind of cover a large area.
yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
You only have to go, meet once, every once in a while. It's
That's
not
true.
necessarily something that has to be within arm's reach.
Yeah, and for those that don't know LA, from Culver City to Santa Monica, literally is, especially if there's no traffic, a 10-15 minute drive. So you can cover a lot by just being here. And plus, if I have money, I want to be next to the beach, right, Jeff? Right?
Yeah, exactly. I've actually been in a couple of those buildings, and they have tremendous ocean views.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
tell you
yeah,
that.
yeah. So these are
From the 11th floor or something.
exactly, exactly. So these guys are probably in some tall buildings, and they're probably getting to see some beautiful Pacific
Yeah,
Ocean
Rustic
views. So
Canyon, Clear Stone,
exactly,
are
yeah,
big
yeah.
guys definitely up there.
Yeah, yeah. So with that, let's also check out the co-working spaces. So,
Yeah, I definitely like the co-working and incubators are kind of neat to see on the map now.
yeah, yeah. So co-working is definitely on the
Cross,
rise.
Cross
Um,
Campus and Co-Loft are two of my favorites there
yeah.
in
So
Santa Monica.
For those that don't know, Koloff was one of the first guys that were in this space. And they were one of the first guys that really built the ecosystem in Santa Monica, and so these guys are new. Cross Campus is new.
Hmm.
I'm really happy that Koloff sort of broke the ice there, and it's a great sort of community that they've got going on there. So Jeff, would you
Scroll over
consider?
to Hollywood.
You know what? There is one up in Hollywood. Would you consider, Jeff, doing a co-working space? I mean, I know you work out of your home just like I do.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. I'm kind of cheap, I guess. I don't know if it would be worth the money for me because I can work from home.
Right.
I've already got, I'm already paying for internet and power and stuff at home, I guess.
Right. Right.
I don't need until I need like the mailbox or the phone, the reception,
Right.
or a place to meet with people. I guess if I was meeting with clients,
Right.
it would be great to have a place to meet.
Right.
The problem is like, coffee shops are their competition.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Coffee shops are
coffee
like.
shop works just as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
It depends how committed you are. If you have, if you're growing your team and, you have a couple people, it might be nice to have a place to meet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they are interesting. I've definitely worked out of them for hackathons and stuff.
Okay.
And tried working out of them a couple days otherwise.
Well,
And I don't know.
so the big advantage, I mean, I work out of my home as well, so why? I think the biggest advantage is the community that you can foster there. The guys that are
Right.
working there and just being around other human beings, physically.
Yeah.
So look at this place. This place is pretty cool. It's just like
Yeah,
one
so
big.
let me give you a good example actually as a web developer. One thing, so I host my own servers, like I do my own sysops, I guess. So that might be a really dumb idea, but sometimes it's like not too hard to like set up a web server on Amazon, right?
Right.
So problem is I got into SSL certificates and multiple IP addresses and networking setup and stuff that's like you do once, you set it up and you never want to think about it, and a little like not too hard, but like a little bit like hard to find on the internet and not too many other people doing it.
Right.
Would really help if I could like, reach out to some, like I was Googling the best I could on the problem I had. This
Right.
was just a few days ago. I was
Yeah.
kind of battling through this, but I
Right.
was like, man, it really would be nice if like, when some of my past jobs where I had coworkers, I could be
Yeah.
like, hey man, like,
Yeah.
I'm
Absolutely.
bumped into this problem. Maybe
Yeah.
you have another way I can look at it.
Right. Exactly. Like you're sitting in
or
one of
you
these
have
chairs.
experience about it already.
Yeah, yeah. If you're sitting in one of these chairs and one of these other guys over here, is a heavy duty Linux sysop guy, You can just walk over
Or
and like,
maybe
hey,
not. Maybe they just happened to do their Amazon setup that one day a month
exactly,
ago.
yeah, yeah, and they
So
ran
just
it.
shared knowledge and things like that are
Yeah.
kind of
The,
it's a little bit serendipitous, but it does add.
and just
People value that.
and literally walking around here, you're bound to bump into some people every day or every once a week or however you go. So I've thought about going simply for that reason. So that one's LAIO, and that looks really hot. And I mean, the place looks really nice. Let's check out
The
farmhouse.la.
farmhouse looks cool. I remember an event that they had that I should have gone to but didn't. It looked like a fun kind
Oh
of
wow, okay. So this is actually a
very, very
house.
hipster.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
very interesting stuff they have going on out there.
They actually
I
got
don't
a
know
house
how.
though, Jeff. This is very sort of like down to earth,
Yeah.
whereas the other one was a lot more sort of more modern and kind of.
Uh,
You look at that,
right.
like compared to the house. So this one feels a lot more homely, and then the one's a lot more sort of
Totally
modern,
different.
modern
Yeah,
thing
I
going
mean
on.
these have very unique stories that behind them. I remember they were pretty open about who was living in the house at the time.
Right.
There were some people actually living there working on some startups that were I forget what the startup was, but it's pretty
That's
cool
cool. No,
stuff.
I dig it. I dig it, man. I really
Oh
dig
yeah,
it.
John Bender. I forget what does he work on. This guy just down there on the left,
John Bender looks like
jQuery
jQuery
Mobile.
Mobile. Oh wow,
So
that's
this
awesome.
guy's a rock star in the jQuery mobile.
Okay.
And yeah, so very cool. I think there is another thing in Hollywood that I was on my mind. There was like a, it's like a bunk beds, or it's like a kind of like a hotel thing
Oh
somewhere you
wow,
can
really?
sleep. I don't know if that's on the map.
All right, let's zoom
There's
out.
some,
Let's see if there's any more. Well, we've got one here in Silver Lake. Let's see. Is this one you're thinking? Silver Lake HQ? It's a
maybe not.
collective.
But yeah,
Uh,
so I mean, I like these co-working places are like startups of themselves
yep, yep.
that
They
are
sure are.
really new business models,
Yep,
ideas that haven't really that aren't like a traditional business. It's not
yep.
like setting up a Kinko's or something.
Right, right, right. Yeah, no, I think it's great. I really think it's great. I love the fact that they're growing. I see a lot more of these now. In fact, Jeff, I think I'm part of a meetup group that basically like a couple of dozen freelancers basically tour all these spots. Like one day they'll go here, next day they'll go because each one of these places has like a free day or whatever, and they'll
Okay. Oh,
basically
really?
they'll basically
Nice.
cover the whole LA region, and they'll
Yeah.
just hit up the free days, and I think that's
See,
awesome.
see, that's what I think I need to do. Use
Yeah,
it
yeah,
kind of like a coffee shop, like go in and rub some shoulders and
yeah,
see
yeah.
who's doing on what. I mean, I think that's great to get the community together, or even just the meetups, right? So in San Diego, I should throw a shout out to a third space. I think is what it's called. The one that I've been to downtown San Diego here has a JavaScript meetup every month, and
Okay,
or a couple of them even, like a hack night and like
gotcha,
a night where they do talks and stuff. But
gotcha.
it's great to get everyone together and have those spaces where people can work out of.
So this is my neighborhood. Literally, I live right here, and right down the street from me is Nextbase. So I went over there. They actually had a really good talk from one of the guys that sold his startup to eBay, made a couple hundred million. Really down to earth Indian dude, and they put on some really cool events. So I've considered possibly getting basically forking over the $300 it is to get the cafe membership, where you can kind of get a little little chair and a coffee or whatever, just to meet the other people that are there.
Hmm.
So Nextbase is they're part of one of the larger outfits. They have one up in Santa Cruz. I don't know if they have one in San Diego or not, but they have one up in
Oh, okay.
Santa Cruz, San Francisco. They've got
Multiple
one
locations. Cool.
multiple locations, so they're definitely growing. Um, yeah, they've got one in Union Square in San Francisco. So those of you guys that are watching our show, that are from the rest of the country or the world, and want to explore LA, this is one of the best things to do. Is just to tour all these co-working spaces and park yourself there and get to know the space. So Represent.LA is one of the best sites out there to get a lay of the land, in my opinion. It'd be great if they had this for San Francisco and New York and all these other big hubs. It'd be really cool if they did that. So.
Yeah, I wonder if they could open their source to let other startup communities take the same app and center it on San Diego, center it on San Francisco. But I think they're trying to promote the LA startup, so
Yeah,
they
yeah.
take that competitive edge.
So Jeff, I want to ask you. I'm not seeing any advertising or banners or nothing. So I guess
Yeah, I mean, like,
this guy's
you
just
know,
doing it
the,
for the love of it. That's awesome, which is great.
yeah, simple purpose, right? It says this map was made to connect and promote the LA tech startup community.
Right, right,
Let's
right.
put LA on the map.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, personally, I think they might be losing out on an opportunity to brand this as more of a, have a blog or something, more of a community behind it.
Yeah.
But at least having a big beautiful map is
Is the way to go.
obviously a solid way to get the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if I could also see maybe co-working spaces becoming more and more prevalent, and then this turning into a recommendation or reviews or all kinds of cool things that they can add on this. But obviously all that stuff takes time. Either way, I'm glad these guys are out there. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4 for design. It's really beautiful. Originality 3, survival, I don't know. I'm not seeing where the making money, but I think it's great. Hopefully, there's not a lot of money to keep the hosting going, and once you got the software up, it's up, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what we say, but like the Google Reader thing and some stuff gets taken down. Hopefully, they keep this up. I'm sure they will. Alex Benzer put this together. I don't know if you're familiar. He did socialengine.com.
Oh, is that right? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, it's an awesome LA.
I'd love for them to add San Diego. It'd be great if they can incorporate more of Southern California. I thought it'd be really cool. All right, so let's move on to our next one here. What happened? It refreshed. Uh-oh. Okay.
Sorry, it might be a bug in the matrix.
Yeah, it might be.
So we went on for quite a while about that, but it's good to talk startups.
Yeah, I love the LA tech scene, so it's great. So here we are at Sunrise.am. Sunrise.am. So we've got an iPhone app here, Your Calendar, and they've got it available on the App Store. Sunrise is a free, fast, and beautiful calendar designed to make your life easier. Now, Jeff, I have a built-in calendar on my phone, so my next question is how is this better? And
good question.
How is this better? And I'm not seeing that in the text. I see some. Okay, let me go ahead and play the video. I usually don't do the videos, but let's play it. It's only 1 minute long. Okay.
Audio only?
Yeah, it looks like it's audio only. Okay, so Jeff, my feeling on this is it looks like what they're doing is they've sort of incorporated profiles and sort of a timeline view. They've got some different ways of viewing the data than maybe my built-in iCalendar. And I'm not quite sure though if this is enough of a difference for me to switch.
Right. It's not pointed enough of a reason. So, I mean, I do love the idea of someone taking... so their punchline is your new calendar.
Yeah.
I think it's great that people are taking a fresh look at stuff like that. I know a lot of, like, executives and, like, kind of random, or sort of small use cases complain about email and some of these tools being not very good. But I think that the way Apple or whoever, Google or Android or whoever comes out with these standard applications, they kind of do a minimum value proposition. Okay. Like, no one's really reinventing the calendar.
I completely agree. So I went ahead and checked out their blog, and they have a welcome to Sunrise, and then they have 3 reasons why they did this. Some of the problems with calendars we've heard from users that we try to solve. I would have liked to have seen these problems that they're solving on the homepage.
On the homepage, yeah.
I would have liked to have also saw them incorporate these 3 points into the video.
Yep.
And I'm not seeing that. So in my opinion,
the video was really just like an application demo. They really didn't get to the problem.
Yes, and I think if they would have started at the problem and said, "Hey, you love your iPhone, I love my iPhone, I've got an iCalendar. Why would you want a different calendar? Here is the problem that we were suffering from, and you're probably suffering from it too. Here's the problem number 2. Here's problem number 3. Give it a try. Here's for free." And maybe they can solve problem 4, 5, 6, and 7, and I'd be willing to fork over 99 cents. I mean, just show me the problems that you're solving, and it might give me a reason to fork it over. Calendar, calculator, email, these are all core functions. If you can solve problems that Apple's not solving, there's a huge business model here. So,
well, what is the business model? Let's jump to that real quick. Let's see, in the App Store, does this cost $1, do you think?
No, they're saying free. I don't know how they're making money.
So how
maybe
do
they're
they
not.
make money?
Maybe this is another sort of, we're not making money. Thank you for supporting us and share it with your friends. I don't know. Is there in-app purchases? I'm not seeing that, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that either.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there might be a way for
And don't
them.
get me wrong, guys. If you guys are watching this and you're the developers, I love the fact that you're giving this out and it's free and all that. I'm a big fan of supporting your work and for furthering the development of it, because what ends up happening is you'll probably end up getting busy, and then this will just wither away to obscurity. It's one of those things. So that's
You
my
get
only,
what you pay for, right?
so.
So if you use the app, it kind of feels good to pay for it because you feel like they're going to support it.
Yeah, they're going to support it.
It does look great. It looks like a huge
Yeah.
advancement on what Apple or others have done.
I can,
Maybe Apple just buys them, right? They're
yeah,
like, hey, thanks for,
right,
addressing this usability problem for us. And
exactly.
I
Yeah,
think they've connected a few other dots, right? With
yeah,
it
yeah,
looks
yeah.
like directions and friends and a couple bringing in more context and data points. And
It
it
looks
looks like
like
they
it
have
looks like
weather, which is great.
exactly. It looks like you're able to see the calendar view and sort of a
Yeah.
list view at the same screen. Looks like they have a list and they're doing sort of this horizontal scrolling thing.
So I'm sure this will be really helpful. There could be a lot of people that just are searching in the App Store for calendar, and like the way people search for to-do lists and whatnot,
One of the things
apps.
that one of the
So if
things they
they're in the
mentioned
App Store, people may download them whether they have a specific problem or not.
well, one of the things they mentioned is time zone. Apparently, the built-in app
Right.
does not do time zone very well. So it says no more
Hmm.
headaches when traveling. So maybe it
Yeah.
adjusts where it looks at the location where you're at and it fixes the time zones.
Hmm.
So that makes sense. Maybe you're
That's
gonna,
huge. So like you said, I think they probably should have put that more front and center.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I guess I get, it's kind of in the middle of that bulleted list with the little star text, but on their homepage, at least on their .com, maybe they could have sold us on some of the very specific things that, like you said, the reasons they said they built this were to fix the time zone problem. I'm sure there's going to be other people that are looking for that problem solution as well.
I completely agree. So I went ahead and gave him a 4 for design. It's really beautifully designed.
Yeah, I
3
do
in
really like that.
originality. I'm not sure how original it is, and 3 in survival and marketing. I would love to see them show the problems set and the solutions and why it is worth buying. So. Yeah, so that's my review on these guys. So
I'm gonna
so
give
anyway,
them a little bit more in the originality because I give them credit for going after something that other people think is stale and
yeah,
won't go after.
I completely agree. Yeah, you're right. They should definitely get some points for that.
So,
All right, so
kudos.
that ends it for our show for today and for the week. Thanks for
Yep.
watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. I know Jeff does too. Tell your friends, your family, your dog, your cat, your pet hamster about our show, and continue watching.
Yep, please do come check out the website as well and subscribe and contact us through the site. Let us know what you think about the show.
All right, thanks, everybody.